The Chicago Bears training camp is in full swing, and while it's still early, several players are already starting to make a name for themselves. After 5 practices, 1 in pads and 4 without, fans are getting their first real look at how this roster is shaping up. Even though plenty will change as camp continues, there's enough action to highlight the players who are trending upward. One of the most exciting storylines revolves around wide receiver Odunze, who is quietly proving why he could be one of the Bears' breakout stars this year. Because he came out of the same draft as Caleb Williams, the #1 overall pick, it's easy for Odunze to be overshadowed by the buzz surrounding Chicago's rookie quarterback. Add in the presence of veteran star DJ Moore, and it's understandable why Odunze might fly under the radar. But make no mistake, he is a major talent who needs to step up and deliver in a big way this season. Odunze had a solid rookie year, but 2024 is the time for him to take a big leap. He must prove himself as the team's clear #2 receiver, or perhaps even challenge more for the WR1 role. The chemistry between Caleb Williams and Odunze is already noticeable. Williams has targeted him frequently, especially in contested jump ball situations, an area where Odunze excels. Last season, Odunze caught an incredible 72% of contested catches, a skill that makes him a dangerous weapon in the red zone. During a recent 2-minute drill, Williams connected with Odunze on a perfectly executed back shoulder fade in the corner of the end zone. It was the kind of play that shows why Odunze could quickly become a go-to option for his rookie quarterback. If this early connection continues to grow, fans could see Odunze emerge as a star in Chicago's offense sooner rather than later. Another player drawing attention is rookie offensive tackle Ozzie Trapillo from Boston College. Trapillo has been given the first crack at starting left tackle during both the non-padded and padded practices, which is significant considering the fierce competition at that position. He is battling Braxton Jones and Karana Megaji for the starting job, and while nothing is close to being decided, it's clear that the coaching staff wants to give Trapillo a real opportunity to prove himself. So far, Trapillo has held his own, and while there's still a long way to go, he might have a slight early edge in the race for the left tackle spot. The Bears' offensive line play is critical to Caleb Williams' development, so this position battle will remain one of the most important storylines throughout camp. Veteran defensive tackle Grady Jarrett, signed during free agency, is another standout. Even in his first padded practice, Jarrett generated multiple pressures against Chicago's starting offensive line, proving he still has plenty left in the tank. But Jarrett's impact isn't just on the field. His leadership and experience could be invaluable to a defense filled with young talent. If Jarrett can pair with Gervin Dexter, who is entering his second season, Chicago could have a formidable interior defensive duo capable of creating disruption up the middle. Linebacker Tremaine Edmonds is also off to a strong start. The very first play of training camp saw Edmonds intercept Caleb Williams in the team's opening drill. At 6'5" and 250 pounds, Edmonds has the physical tools to dominate, but questions have always surrounded his instincts. In Chicago's new defensive scheme, there's hope that Edmonds can play faster and with more consistency. Pairing him with the steady TJ Edwards could finally unlock his potential. Running back D'Andre Swift is another early winner at camp. Despite a frustrating 2023 season, Swift appears to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. Observers have noted his quickness and explosiveness during drills, and he looks to be significantly sharper this offseason. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson even mentioned that Swift took last year personally, determined to prove that he's capable of being a featured back. Swift has always been dynamic in space, but if he becomes more decisive between the tackles, the Bears could finally unlock his full potential. Considering Chicago's improved offensive line and a more creative offensive scheme, Swift could be in line for a breakout year, possibly eclipsing 1,500 total yards between rushing and receiving. Even during simple drills, Swift's burst has stood out compared to other backs. He's catching passes frequently and could be heavily utilized in the passing game, making him a perfect complement for Caleb Williams. If Swift plays at the level he's capable of, he could be the most dangerous weapon in Chicago's backfield since Matt Forte. Another exciting development has been the emergence of undrafted rookie J.P. Richardson, who has become one of the early camp darlings. Richardson has been impressive in one-on-one matchups, showcasing crisp route running and reliable hands. He's also expected to compete for the punt returner role, which could be his pathway to securing a roster spot as a backup slot receiver. Meanwhile, rookie tight end Colston Loveland has looked sharp despite limited team reps, already making several notable catches during practice. In the running back room, Roshan Johnson and Kyle Monangai are locked in a fierce battle for the RB2 role behind Swift, with both players having flashes of strong performances. Chicago's defense also saw some good news with Jaquan Brisker returning to full participation after injury concerns earlier in the offseason. Brisker's presence is vital for a secondary that needs its playmakers healthy for the 2024 season. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a single update about the Chicago Bears. While there have been plenty of positives, not everything at camp has been encouraging. Rookie defensive tackle Shemar Turner is dealing with an ankle injury and is expected to miss at least a month. This is a major setback for a player who was already behind on the depth chart and now could miss valuable preseason reps. Chicago is fortunate to have depth at defensive tackle, but losing Turner for multiple weeks could slow his development significantly. The injury list doesn't stop there. Doug Kramer is day-to-day with a minor issue. Jalen Johnson remains on the NFI list, and Zay Frazier is away from the team due to personal reasons. All of these absences mean that some players are falling behind in valuable reps, which could affect roster decisions down the line. Not all players have stood out for the right reasons. Newly signed edge rusher Deo Odeyingbo hasn't made much noise so far, especially during one-on-one drills. While he's known for his power and ability to set the edge in the run game, questions remain about whether he can become a consistent pass-rushing threat. The Bears paid him as a solid rotational player, but fans hoping for a double-digit sack season might be disappointed. Realistically, if Odeyingbo can provide 6 to 8 sacks while being a dependable run defender, that would be considered a success. And of course, there's Caleb Williams. It's too early to label him a winner or loser at this stage. Williams has had an up-and-down start to camp. His first 3 practices were sloppy, but the last 2 have shown noticeable improvement. The Bears coaching staff has intentionally thrown a huge amount of information and complex looks at him early to accelerate his learning process. While it's clear that Williams has a long way to go, this is exactly what training camp is for. The coaches will scale back the complexity as week 1 approaches, focusing on what Williams does best. Patience will be key for Bears fans. It's unrealistic to expect a rookie quarterback to be flawless right away, especially when he's learning a brand new offense. Another important note is the return of Luther Burden III, who finally participated in his first padded practice after missing odunze, mandatory minicamp, and the first several camp sessions. While his return is promising, Burden still has plenty of catching up to do before he can carve out a major role in Chicago's crowded receiver room. If the season started today, veteran Olamide Zaccoz would likely see more snaps. However, with over a month left before week 1, Burden has time to earn his spot. Final thoughts: the first week of Bears training camp has provided a mix of optimism and caution. Players like Rome Odunze, Ozzie Trapillo, Grady Jarrett, Tremaine Edmonds, and Dandra Swift have all impressed early. Meanwhile, injuries to Shemar Turner and others have created challenges for depth and player development. As for Caleb Williams, the expectations remain sky high, but it's important to remember that this is just the beginning of a long process. If Chicago's offensive line competition resolves in a positive way and the defense continues to build around Jarrett and Edmonds, the Bears could be a far more competitive team than many expect, especially if Odunze and Swift become dynamic weapons for their rookie quarterback. Bears fans have every reason to stay locked in as training camp continues. With key position battles still unresolved and plenty of preseason action ahead, the next few weeks will be crucial in determining how ready this team will be when Week 1 finally arrives.